Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into another edition of the Right Side of Campus. It is Tuesday, October 22nd, 2019. I am your host, the Big Man on Campus. We're here every day at 1 o'clock here on the Right Side of Campus, joined by our co-host and regular friend and fan, whatever he is, dog.
Fan, yes, absolutely.
He's a regular co-host, let's just say. Donnie Rightside. Donnie, how you doing?
Yeah, doing good, man. Hey, Tuesdays, we got a lot going on today, Jeff. You know, it's getting closer to college basketball. The NBA season is tipping off. We got the NFL. We got college football. It's an action-packed hour. We need more time sometimes, it feels like.
The NBA starts tonight. Okay, you got college basketball in 2 weeks. NFL Week 8 coming up. College football Week 9. It's all coming together, baby. Halloween in a week. Thanksgiving coming. Christmas. What more could you want? What more could you want? And, oh, by the way, the World Series is starting tonight. Which
is it?
Yeah, I forgot. I'd rather watch darts on TV. But welcome in, everyone. Thanks for checking out the show. You know we're here every day at 1 o'clock. Make sure you don't ever miss it. Should be a fun show today. Got a lot planned. We'll go over that mess that was last night. I don't know how much we're going to talk about it. There wasn't really much to talk about. We'll look ahead to NFL Week 8 and College Football Week 9. NBA starts tonight, Donnie. We'll do a little bold prediction, see where our heads are as we head into the season. I'll break down 2 of the games tonight. We just have 2 on the card, Toronto and New Orleans. You also have the Lakers and Clippers. Now, the New Orleans game, not going to be as interesting as I'm sure most hoped. Zion Williamson out for an extended period of time, so that'll be interesting. And we'll get to a little buy or sell in the NFL.
Yes.
Donnie, we're about halfway through the season. This week will be the halfway point, so we'll see what's going on with that as well. We'll start out. Thanks for watching, Jansen, Jukes, Jeff, all the guys in here. Thanks for checking out the show. Anyone that watched the show after the fact, we do appreciate it. All right, Donnie, let's get into some morning headlines. We'll get it started with the World Series, but for a different reason. Many will look at who will win tonight and where the series is going, but the big story out of this World Series has been incredibly horrific behavior by the assistant GM for the Houston Astros. According to reports in the clubhouse after the game, and an assistant GM, Brandon Taubman, repeatedly taunted 3 female reporters about the organization's trade for closer Roberto Osuna, who was suspended 75 games for the domestic abuse policy. As we know, Roberto Osuna is a known women beater, and he is a known scumbag. Per the report, Donnie, Taubman addressed a group of reporters, including one wearing a purple domestic violence awareness bracelet, and yelled, not once, Donnie, not twice, not 3 times, 6 different times. Thank God we got Ozuna. I'm so fucking glad we got Ozuna. Now, keep in mind, the Astros initially declined to comment on the story and didn't make Taubman available for interview. Again, though, they found it important to and egregious enough to comment on it today, saying that the story is made up. He just was happy in the moment as he saw Ozuna celebrating, even though he directly looked at those reporters and said it not once, not twice, not 5, but 6 different times. And, Donnie, they found it egregious enough to comment on it. So I ask you, how do you allow behavior like this? I mean, this is not how coaches, managers, GM, this is not how GMs behave.
No, and especially assistant GM should never, ever be heard from. And you could tell it's a direct shot because it's one of those guys, Jeff, that, probably had a hand in bringing Osuna in and wanted to see it work out. But when you sign like that, look, as you're a GM, you're saying, we're going to get this guy on a real bonus because, A, he's ultra talented. But the downside is we're going to get that social media backlash, and it's going to be coming from females, and he knows exactly which female said something, and that was his time to say, ha, got you. Let me just rub this in your face. Say what you want about Michael Vick on off the field. It's, running through a guy wearing a Michael Vick shirt at a dog rescue screaming, thank God the Eagles have Michael Vick. Look, you could like Michael Vick, and there's just time and place for stuff. You can't be an idiot, and that's being an idiot move there.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm going to go out on a limb and guess this guy is younger. I'm going to. He probably had one too many in the clubhouse before this reporter and these reporters came calling. I'm sure he was in the meeting saying, come on, guys, let's bring this guy in. We can get past the fact that he beat up a woman. It's all good. He's a good player at the end of the day. That's all we need." Just a scummy move, and for them to continue to deflect it, act like it didn't happen. Is really shameful, really. It's almost kind of like Diego Maradona, Donnie, who in this movie that I'm watching, which I got to tell you, I'm an hour through it, and it's incredibly bad.
What? I thought it was sensational.
Let me tell you why. Now, again, I don't know how the story ends. I'm only to basically where they win the World Cup, but I don't like the fact that we're not seeing the people talking. I kind of like documentaries like that where we see the people talking and what they look like now, but we'll get to that. But Diego Maradona, who Donnie for years wouldn't admit that he got a woman in Italy pregnant.
Yes,
he
correct.
continued to deny it. It was pretty obvious. I mean, why are you continuing to deflect away? It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but this is pathetic. How old is this guy, Donnie, this Tallman? Do we know?
He's probably in his young 30s, computer, pocket protector guy, already like rich from the beginning, probably went to like Harvard or something like that.
Donnie, do you know who Adam Davies is?
I do know the name, correct?
He was in Entourage. He was like that lame, like young agent that.
Oh yes, there you go. Yes, of course.
I kind of see Taubman as like this kind of guy. Like
yeah.
Now, okay. Oh, Donnie. So I'm looking at this Taubman dude. Like, let me just say, he looks right out of how I thought he'd look. Like, dude, you got to look this guy up, Donnie, and I got to hear your response when you see his picture. Look him up.
Who am I looking up?
Brandon Taubman.
Oh, no, they have him on the screen right now on ESPN. Yeah.
Does he not look exactly like you thought he would?
Exactly. He actually has a little bit of Baker Mayfield in him, too.
That's so great. Oh, he does. Great point. Point, actually. Donnie, love the Manco date night. Family-owned house on 8th Street or Fish Street.
Yeah.
I'm on Ocean Road, so I'm not too far from Fish Street. By the way, though, Mac and Manco is arguably the worst pizza on earth.
Wife loves it. Wife loves Manco. Loves it.
She really. Yeah. I want to say it's my mom or dad likes Mac and Manco. I don't particularly like it.
I'm a big fan of all like good pizza. I think it's good pizza, but you're like if you're gonna ask me like if you lay out a spread, but Donnie, give me your five best pizza shops that you've been to. It's not in my top 5. It's not.
No, 100%. No. Once a year, it's okay, but it's not. It wouldn't be my like go-to pizza place.
Literally Manco Pizza is one of the few places, Jeff, you have to eat it when it's hot because when it goes really good pizza is still delicious when it's cold. That pizza is horrific when it's cold.
Right, because they put the cheese on before the sauce, which is odd. It's an odd move. It is a great like the way they do things is amazing. I mean, they're always very busy and
the amount of cash, yeah.
And I've often said, listen, Donnie, someone asked me one time before if I could move anywhere on earth, where would it be? And I've often said the Jersey Shore, Margate, Ocean City. Yeah. There's just something about going over that bridge that can't be matched. And if you've never done it, you don't ever really know. I do it. You do it. We all do it. Yeah. The Jersey Shore there's nothing like it on earth, in my opinion. And I'm glad Toma brought that up. I can't wait, Donnie, until the summer already. I'm already thinking about moving there, Donnie. I feel like it's got to be my next stop.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it moving here. Odell Beckham back in the news, and for once, I'm actually on.
No, you're good. I'm good. I'm glad you're on his side. We'll have.
Well, listen, I'm not still on his side. I just don't really care. I mean, I'm not sure why we're fining people for. Look, if he likes his pants slightly higher, I don't understand what the problem there is. What exactly does it protect? It's not. Again, I know it's only $14,000, and again, for him, that's like $14. But I don't know. I feel like we're kind of grasping at straws here to continue to. We know you don't like the way he dresses. We know you don't like the way he acts. Do I look, though, at Odell Beckham as like a cultural fashion icon like I looked at Allen Iverson? No. Allen Iverson is what Odell is trying to be. He's trying to like create this aura that you can be a fashion guy and still play in the NFL. I don't care about this though. I don't think it's a big deal. Whatever.
It's not a big deal, and it shouldn't be a big deal. Now, I like to preface this by going back into the 90s, Jeff. We were not allowed in college football to have our, knee pads above the knee, which it would make you faster. It's so much easier to run routes. It's less bulky. I would have loved it. But the simple fact, Jeff, in the NFL, there are rules. There are rules like every single employer has. If you can't wear a red shirt on Friday, if you have to wear a watch on your left hand, or you can't have your fingernails painted, they are rules, Jeff. They are laid out. This isn't a surprise rule where you come off the field and they tell you like, well, I don't like the look of your shoulder pad. You're going to get fined. Like just something out of nowhere. These are rules laid out. They play all by the same rules. And one guy continues to fucking bend those rules, and it's Odell Beckham Jr. every single week. Jeff, how easy is this? Hey, man, I want my helmet to look fresh out there. What do you think? All right, hey, Odell, you know the rules. You have to have a Nike visor. It can't be anything else. Just make sure it's Nike, and we'll take care of you. All right, cool. I'm going to wear the Oakley visor out there. Y'all going to take my Oakley visor off of them? Yes, you can't have it out there. Or how about no hard objects on the field, Odell? We have to check everybody out. So he hides his watch, and he goes up on the field. I can't even believe I can't wear this $300,000 watch. Odell, it's right here in the rule book. You can't use it. He feels persecuted, but he's persecuted by the rules everybody plays under. I don't get it.
Yeah, he's brutal. I mean, he's annoying. And
just look at me, and then says, I don't know why they're singling me out.
I agree. Listen, I don't what you do when you leave the field of the NFL is, look, if you like fashion, you like working on cars, you like hunting, well, I don't care.
Like Russell Westbrook comes every day in some inane outfit. If you don't like it, who cares? He's allowed to do that. He's not going to allowed to wear that on the field. Hey, man, why can't I wear my jersey slashed like I'm trying to be a fashion icon? No.
I don't know. I actually like Westbrook's ensembles most of the time. I think I think people in fashion they run a different life than you.
No, and I, when you're rich and it doesn't matter. Yes, sure. You are correct. You can do whatever you want.
Like for instance, yes, I wear tracksuits like every day. I have like 30 of them. I love them, but someone in Iowa might think, "What the fuck are you wearing? Why are you like?" I've had people say to me, "Donnie, you don't fucking play soccer, you fat fuck. Why do you wear tracksuits?" It's like, because that's what I wear.
But like the fashion, like you wouldn't go down in like some super tight shirt that's ripped and some tight ass pink pants like down around downtown Lang. You wouldn't do that though.
No, I wouldn't, but a lot of people would, which is why. Listen, I think we should go back to the years of Gerbeau jeans and
the bagginess. Bring the bagginess back.
Bring back Aniche and Shortgun and Rockaware and Academics. And state property.
Baggy is so much more comfortable than this tight ass shit these kids wear.
Because I had literally every state property shirt ever made. I'll tell you what, 8th through 10th grade me, Donnie, if only you could see how I dressed. It was a cultural supernova.
Like I'm not down with like this tight ass shit that these kids wear, Jeff.
No,
like help me out on this. Really, help me out on this.
Dude,
or even the NBA now where you see these guys with these tight ass shorts on that are up to their nuts. What happened, man? What happened to being comfortable?
Here's what we need to bring back, Donnie. 5X t-shirts when you only wear an XL.
Yes. Be relaxed.
Like fucking long ass shorts. Like, you know how little babies, Donnie, wear like long swim trunks?
Yes.
Like they almost look like they're tripping over.
Board shorts, man.
Yeah, we need to bring that back.
Halfway down their shin, you know?
We need those back, dude. Give me I'm bringing that back kind of when I go out.
Who doesn't like a nice pair of kicks, some baggy jeans, a nice comfortable baggy shirt? You can wear it anywhere and you're relaxed. No matter, you want to shoot some hoops, feels good. You want to lay on the couch, feels good. You want to game all day with your boys for 6 hours, you're comfortable. Why do you get this tight ass shit on?
Also, the best culture, Donnie, was the jersey culture, where you wore jerseys, you had the matching fitted. Even though I didn't wear hats, I still had a fitted on.
Those
I had
days, man.
I had 2 stages, Donnie. One was the I think I'm black stage, where all I wore was Gerbeau, do-rags, and shit like that. I had every sneaker. I had every Tim. I was
Wearing the dad-ass. Yeah, man.
I don't think I hung out with one white person back then.
Cross. So you were too young to probably even get into the cross colors back in the 90s.
No,
This stuff was big, man. Yeah.
And then my stage went from that until probably 10th grade and I've kind of had it and injected it into today where I was a homegrown Guido. Like I had the spiked hair with the headband, and I, I wore Armani Exchange like every day, Ed Hardy, now I've kind of graduated to like the older type of Guido where like I'm wearing like, a lot of, track
shoes. Yeah, like we bringing back like the cornrows and like all that stuff. Like what happened? That was like the most relaxed, comfortable, the baggy, I just call it the baggy jeans era. Like whether or not you look at it like, oh, that was no, it was the most comfortable era you could have, man.
And that's why Donnie Allen Iverson was a cultural icon. He made it cool to dress like that. Now, if you're still dressing like that,
you got to change with the times. You do, but we can always make a comeback.
People that still dress like it's 2002. I don't know why, but that's their thing. All right, let's move on here. Donnie, last thing, the NBA begins tonight, which we're going to get into. One guy we will not see is Zion Williamson, who's going to be out for a long time. We might not see Zion, Donnie, until Christmas, mid-December. And David Griffin was not happy, Donnie. In fact, he says that to consider thinking that Zion Williamson, this injury was caused by stress on his body due to his incredible weight. Basically, he was questioned as saying that's unbelievably false and that he's in what he says elite condition. Now, Donnie, is it that asinine to think that because Zion Williamson is the biggest, as far as heaviest player in the NBA, that maybe he's a little bit more prone to joint injuries due to the fact that he is nearly 300 pounds? I'm going to tell you right now, Donnie, and I have had my reservations about Zion.
Yeah.
Listen, I love the kid. I think he's got tremendous athleticism, and he is a load to deal with. But there are things about his game that I don't think translate to the next level. And I do believe, Donnie, look, is he Robert Tractor Trailer? No. But the weight concerns are problematic. I mean, I know he's going to grow into his body and whatever, but it's already starting to show cracks. This is his third knee injury, Donnie, since he's really popped on the stage. These are all concerning things about Zion Williamson.
No, we're going to get robbed. We're going to get robbed of this guy, aren't we, Jeff? I mean,
yes.
Because I don't care if you don't like Duke or you didn't like all the pub this guy got. He is literally one of the nicest kids, and the guy, even though he went to Duke, which most people hate Duke, you have to love because he generally enjoys the fans. He enjoys company. He enjoys camaraderie. He enjoys to perform. He's the type of guy, Jeff, because you know what? I am a good dunker. I'm going to dunk in front of every single crowd pregame. I'm going to go to every single competition, a dunk competition I can get in because you know what? I have fun doing it, and the crowd loves to see me do it. Not LeBron James or not like Kobe. Hey, I'm going to do it maybe once, maybe not because I think I might not be able to live up to it. We're going to get robbed of this athletic specimen because his body's going to break down. And what a shame. And maybe we could just say, hey, you know what? At least we got to see him a little bit. He was so much fun at Duke. And I don't care if you're right. Like maybe he doesn't shoot the three or maybe he can't do certain things. But for the next 5 to 6 years, at least while he was young, you were going to have so much enjoyment watching this kid play. And we're going to get robbed of it. I know it.
And that's why for me, I mean, you look at the kid. I mean, he is a great kid. I remember when I first discovered him at Spartanburg Day School. I remember the first time I saw him and I said to myself, wow. That was the first thing I ever said. And I said, is this just against these really bad Catholic League players that he's playing against? And then he just started to get more and more popular. And then he went to Duke. And then he spurned Clemson and went to Duke. And I said, oh, okay, this kid's the real deal. And, the rest is history. But, yeah, I think he's got problems. I don't know how – his shooting definitely – we've seen you got to be able to shoot in the league, Donnie. It's just that simple.
I mean, Jeff, even get back to Duke. Like, how about the game that Obama was in the house at Duke?
Yep.
And there's the game he blew out his shoe. But you were going to talk about absolute record-shattering numbers for that game because they wanted to watch that so bad. And it was a shame that you got – and again, he came back, which was great, but – the level of anticipation, Duke was a can't miss last year because that kid was so much fun to watch. And he's a good kid. Because sometimes you get those kids like, oh, he's just all about himself. He was so enjoyable to watch with everything he did, man.
But Donnie, to say that, like David Griffin saying that it's asinine that he that weighs.
He's going to cover. Yeah, he's going to cover.
First of all, Donnie, listen, you weigh less than me. Okay. I have a more higher likely to have issues with joints opposed to you.
Correct.
It's just that simple. Not everyone in this league is pushing 300 pounds. In fact, I don't think anyone is. I'd be interested to look that up. Heaviest weights in the NBA. I don't even know who would be second. I guess maybe Anthony Davis. As far as how Boban Marjanovic is 290, but he's 7 foot tall, 7'3" actually.
Yeah.
So I mean that's
and you're talking about a split. This isn't like baseball, Jeff. You are pounding every single time you go up the court millions of times a year. You know what I mean? Like you never get a break from that. It doesn't like, hey, take the game off, or baseball where you're just like walking around the outfield or maybe running the second base. You're running, tens of thousands of miles a year, I'm going to assume, through practice and games. It never stops on your joints.
It's actually amazing, that there are very few players even above 270 pounds. Zaza Pachulia, I don't know if he's still in the league. He's 270. Yeah. Yusuf Nurkic, 280. Mm-hmm. Timofey Mozgov, he's not in the league anymore. Porzingis, he's only 240. I mean, there's maybe 5 players, Donnie, above 260 pounds in the league.
Yeah.
I just don't, and especially these are all guys that are in close to 7 foot. Zion Williamson's not 7 foot. Zion Williamson's is like 6'8", 6'7". This is not good stuff for him. It's a shame that we're gonna miss out on him for sure. That's a great point by you.
Yeah.
All right, here. Aaron D. Odell Beckham pisses you off. Don't be fooled, people. They're only pissed off because he's a black multi-millionaire. Simple.
The Eagles are like an 80% black. Oh, I can't stand the. I mean, that's just the worst.
Yeah, that's arguably Aaron. That is literally.
Did we just mad at Zion? Because the take would have been like, yeah, hell with Zion, that bum. Get him out of the league. Did we just have correct me if I'm wrong, he's an African-American athlete that me and Jeff love and feel like we're going to get robbed from watching him. And yes, he's already a millionaire.
Aaron, I've been on record as saying I love black people. I like them more than white people. In fact, Jeff, at times, I'm disappointed that I'm not black. That's how much I love black people. Aaron, to say what you just said just shows your complete stupidity. You don't have to make everything about race. In fact, it's really shameful of you to just come in this chat and just to admit because you think we're white, we don't like black people. It's really shame. And it's really sad that that's where we are in this country. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to do it right now, but once I get to YouTube and I can block you, I'm going to. I don't want you a part of this show and hope you never listen to me again, frankly. And I can do that because it's my show and it's Donnie's show. So do us a favor, all of you. Fuck off and don't come back. Let's move on. Amazing.
That's a great guy. I had to do like a double take while I was talking. I was like, what is he actually saying here? And I read it again. I'm like, this guy.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild take. All right, Donnie, let's quickly get over this game last night. The under hit.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I'm laying in bed about to go to say, you know what? This is the reason why I'm glad I didn't bet this game because I would have lost money on it. And little be known, the game ends up going under. But here's the thing I have a problem with, Jeff. Why New England is so hard to gauge with anything they do. You probably already checked out and we're watching something. But late in the game, fourth quarter, like 11 minutes to go, it's still 33-0 on the scoreboard. The New England Patriots had, Jeff, a 4th and 2 at the 32-yard line going in, and they punted the football. Like I'm at a loss for words sometimes because they burned me so many times, like having to cover like a 14-point spread or something like that. And just instead of like taking points, you're doing just the norm and say, hey, you know what? We don't want to embarrass them, but we're not going to kick a field goal. We're not going to punt. We're going to hand it off. And hey, if they can't stop it, they can't stop it. They punted from the 32-yard line to the 18.
Late in the game, right?
Late in the game, 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Like let's just say you had the over in that game. You got it at 42, whatever it was. You know what I mean? Like you're watching that going, all right, hey, Patriots are going to score again. And then you figure they're bringing out at least a field goal kicker to make it, 36 points. All right, well, I still need, this, and this. And you see the punt team come out and you're saying to yourself, like, I don't understand this move. Like even from a competitive standpoint in this game.
Yeah, they were also throwing late in the game, with like 4 minutes left. And of course, Booger McFarland, who makes it a point to say awful things really the entire broadcast. I mean, Donnie, he's really the worst, right? I mean, I tried to like him, and initially he was kind of funny, and like he is
Who?
a little sheepish as far as
Who are you talking about?
Booger, as far
Yeah,
as like he does like I do like the fact that he like goes at the refs and stuff, which is funny. But I don't know. Like last night, he was talking about like how Tom Brady and his receivers need game reps to like improve their cohesiveness, which
It's
Tom
the
Brady doesn't even.
opposite. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what?
Like they get enough in practice. No, it's the simple thing, Jeff, is when you're nervous as like a color guy on TV where you're breaking down the plays, less is always more. Like the people that watch football, I'm not going to say they know it intricately where they're going to call out like signals and call out formations, but they know what they're looking at. All you have to do is explain some minute details as you go. And if nobody notices that you're the color guy calling the game, you did an unbelievable job. But he always has those anecdotes that are just, they don't even like make any sense. Like, why would you say something on like an easy pass route and you just throw something in and hey, they're playing with 12 guys because the end zone is a 12. I mean, we don't need that stuff.
The best comment by him yesterday was Jets are down 24-0, and it was 4th and 4 from like 40.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I think if you're the Jets, I think you have to go for it here. And it's like, what would they do here, Booger? Like, if it was 4th and 20, they'd go for it. Like, they're down 24-0. But
I actually thought it would get better when Witten got taken out because if you have a 3-man booth, everybody's just trying to fight to get a word in, which never works. So I was like, all right, he'll probably calm down. It's the same thing like you hear Tony Romo. I'm glad like I watch, let's just say if he's not on the Eagles broadcast and I have the other TV, it's just on silent, just like flipping through games. Because I just don't like the constant barrage of talking. Just explain it. That's why Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are the best because they sit back and let the game play out. It's so easy to do that.
Who is worse, Booger or Herbstreit?
Booger's by far.
Booger's worse.
Yeah,
He's
way
worse than everybody. Any Champions League today? No, I don't bet Champions League till later in the season. Chris Carter's talking about the clock ticking on the Patriots. I don't disagree. I mean, they're 11. The teams they played, Donnie, are 11 and 26 combined as far as the wins they have. They have a game that I'm circling, Donnie. Baltimore Ravens. Hello. They're going to beat the New England Patriots.
Where's it at? In Baltimore?
I believe it is.
I hope it is because that crowd will be on fire for that game.
Two things about last night, Donnie. Darnold was horrific. I have not seen a stat line that bad in a long time. And
it wasn't even about stats either, Jeff. It wasn't.
Yeah, it was. Some of his comments were obviously odd. Why is he in the game? I mean, it was pretty clear he had some sort of, head.
Yeah,
problem.
but when you like, you can go out in the game and make a bad game. 9 of 27 for 3 picks. But like, if you equate it to like another sport. It's like a 3-point shooter in the NBA who shoots right-handed, just like shooting left-handed out of nowhere. He was throwing off his back foot, Jeff, when there was not even pressure in his – I couldn't understand it. There's missed throws. There's misreads. We get them all the time in the NFL. But when you're a quarterback and you look scared to be in the pocket and you're throwing off your back foot and throwing floaters, that's straight on coaching. Like, he's not ready to play football. I don't know what happened.
To me, this is not the first time Adam Gase has put his health in front of them being competitive in games. Remember, Donnie, they've been in practice all week, and then they knew he wasn't going to play and didn't give Luke Falk any reps.
Yep.
I mean, keep in mind last night, Donnie, it wasn't just a unlucky stat line. He didn't have like 4 tipped interceptions. Yep. Every interception was a bad throw,
awful,
a bad decision. This isn't the first time Adam Gase has been concerning from a coaching perspective on allowing Darnold to play when he doesn't look ready whatsoever. I'll go out and say it, Donnie. I don't know if there's a worse offense in the league than the Jets. I mean, they're really bad. How Adam Gase got a head coaching job, or second head coaching job, I'm almost perplexed by. I don't know if it's close. He's the worst coach in the league.
Yeah, it's just funny because we're going to do a buy or sell in just a few minutes here.
Horrible.
And he comes up at one point in one of these buy or sells.
Okay, well, then we'll wait on that.
Yep.
As far as the Patriots, they continue to score. Big night. And look, I'm going to give it to Tom Brady. Look, it's amazing that in this day and age, still no one can stop this incredibly boring offense. No one can do anything.
Nope.
Like, you look at the Jets last night early in the game. Terrific on first and second down. 3rd and 9 comes, dink and dunk, death by 1,000 cuts, as you would say.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. They add Mohamed Sanu today, Donnie. You got to love, Donnie, one thing about the Patriots is their complete disregard for draft picks. It's great. They don't care about draft picks. It's we're going to go out and just get the guys we like. Mohamed Sanu will go there and do very well. And
Swiss Army knife. It's what they do. The guy can throw passes. The guy can run reverses. The guy can catch as a wide receiver. And he's from Rutgers. They love everything about him.
Donnie, listen, here's how you know that the Patriots, everything they do goes right. I don't know if you noticed. This is a fairly obscure play. It really didn't mean much. Braxton Berrios muffed a punt late in the game. Mm-hmm. Do you know where Braxton Berrios was drafted and who he was drafted by?
Yeah, he came from Miami and went to the Patriots.
Right. The Patriots cut him because they knew he wasn't good enough. Goes to the Jets, and Bill Belichick just stands there and laughs because he knew that, hey, I had that guy, and I told him no. And
like the best way, Braxton, I love Braxton Berrios. He's what I wanted to be when I was a white wide receiver in college. Yes, he would be me. Same thing like the Wes Welkers of the world, the Julian Edelmans. Like, they're my heroes because I played that position and not nearly as good or as talented as those guys are. But like Braxton Berrios catching punts. All right, he's going to catch it. Is he going to go more than 3 yards? Like, when you have a punt return, like, you have very simple shots in the game to try to exploit a different defensive set, primarily just being special teams. If you kick it short, maybe you have a good return guy. But the punt returner always has his ball in his hands, and the design is maybe you can break. Look, we see it a lot in Philadelphia when they would throw Westbrook back there from time to time. They would throw Deshaun Jackson back there. You throw Darren Sproles back there. So you know what? We got a shot to bust it. When you put Berrios back there, Jeff, he's just going to fair catch it, and that's it. Like, what a waste of a position he is.
I mean,
is he going to be a good wide receiver in the NFL? No, absolutely not. He's not.
The punt continues to be one of the bigger wastes of time as far as returning.
It is a waste. You're right, because it's a flag and it's a penalty. Like, if somebody told you today, Jeff, like, all returns, take away kick returns and just put the ball to 25. Not a single person would have a problem with that. And on punts, if it's just like you're on your own 30 and you could just say, all right, we're punting, and you just get 45 yards, no penalty, and they just put the football down. I would love it.
It's also the most dangerous play in sports. You literally have a guy running full speed at just a wall of people. Like, it's,
and it's multiple. Like, you know how if you're in a street fight, it's one-on-one. Like, okay, cool. But it's not a street fight. You're back there, you catch a punt, and you have 4 flying darts at you trying to kill you.
It's like a kamikaze mission.
Yes, it is. It really is.
All right, let's move on. We got week 8 coming up in NFL. Get some interesting matchups. We'll start to get into those tomorrow and Thursday. But, Donnie, we got a little buy or sell. We'll get into NBA in a bit as well. What do we got buy or sell? Let's and listeners, feel free to interact. Also, thank you for listening. We appreciate all of you. Thanks for always being here. If you're on Twitter, do us a favor. Hit the retweet button of the show link so it gets out to your followers. Donnie, I want to tell you why that's important. You want to know why it's important?
What? The retweet?
I'm going to pat myself on the back. You know what retweets do for you?
What do they do?
They give you 1 million views on a video.
Did you get to 1 million? Because what I saw was like 400 and some.
I'm up over 1 million.
Nice. Now, is that your video they're doing it to?
My video, yes. Nice. My video had over 1 million views. And that's what one person sees it, then another person sees it, then another person sees it.
And the best part about it, Jeff, you probably got those 1 million views in the city of Philadelphia alone.
No, that's what's great about it. The best part was everyone saw just the disgraceful effort put forth by Nelson Aguilar.
I actually didn't even see the play, too, live, which I'm glad.
You know, Donnie, you know what I love about that play is you had the football guy saying he never would have caught that. He didn't even fucking try. That's the point here, Donnie.
He can't track the ball as a wide receiver. Same guys on the same team. Deshaun Jackson plays center field with the football and catches everything and runs it down. Nelson Aguilar, you could throw it up in the air, Jeff, and it's like he's running. You know, when you run fast, like wide receivers are always taught to run on our toes when we get downfield because you don't want your head and the center fielder bouncing around with the balls like going crazy. I don't think he even has any idea how to track a ball. And he's a wideout. It's amazing.
1.2 million, Donnie.
Oh,
by the way. All right, what do we got? Buy or sell?
Buy or sell. I got a couple of them here. Now, it's almost like a quarterback holiday on a Tuesday, Jeff. And the first one we're going to go with is guys that I like to rail on, and I don't think they're going to be starters too much longer in the league. But this question is for you, Jeff. The quarterbacks that went number 1 and number 2 just a short time ago, Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota, buy or sell game 1 next year for the respective teams that they're on now, they're going to start for. For both of them.
Sell to Mariota. I don't think there's any way he's on that team next year.
Both again, Jeff, unrestricted free agents. It says you don't want them, you don't have to do anything, and they just walk away. Go ahead.
As far as Tampa, they're not going to be a team that I don't think they're not going to be in a great position to take a quarterback. I feel like they'll be like that 12-ish pick, I would imagine. And they don't seem too in a hurry to get rid of Winston personally. So I'm going to buy that. I think they get 1 or 2 more years out of him, and then they'll move on. Maybe they'll be in the sweepstakes for Trevor Lawrence at some point. I don't know. And Arians seems interested. So I'm going to buy that he's still there, but I'll sell to Mariota.
All right. Now the schedule eventually is going to get a little bit harder for the New England Patriots.
Real quick, I could see Mariota in Chicago.
Why would they want, like, you need like somebody to throw the ball over
that's
Chicago,
what they do there.
Good
That's
Lord.
what they do there. Or that's a good point by Rashawn Brown, maybe up in Seattle, backing up Russell Wilson, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe he just needs a chain of like actually is a really good spot for Marcus Mariota. If he just goes to Kansas City and backs up Mahomes and learns how to play real offense and then goes somewhere else, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Like a Nick Foles type.
Exactly. Like you learn from an actual offensive guru that says, hey, here's what you're not doing. So maybe that could work. But getting back to the second question, Jeff, we see the Patriots. They're running wild. They're destroying everything in their path. They're shutting everybody out. You can't their talent level. Forget about the deal. I'm just talking about offense, Jeff. Do they have a dominant back? No. Do they have a dominant fullback? Nope. Do they have a dominant wideout? Nope. Do they have a dominant tight end? Nope. Matter of fact, do they have like bottom 5 tight ends when they're used to having I can't understand the Patriots and how they're mauling everybody. But the question is, you saw them go 16-0 before. You saw them lose in the Super Bowl. Is this the season they go 16-0 and make it through? Or are we going to have some fun in a couple weeks? Like, yeah, you're actually playing real football teams now and on the road. Let's see what the deal is.
No, it's complete nonsense. And I'm sad that Scott Van Pelt actually had a segment about this last night. I mean, come on, man. Scott, you're better than that. No, Donnie, as I said, I think they'll lose November 3rd at Baltimore. They also have to go play the Philadelphia Eagles, which I know people aren't regularly worried about that, but
Eagles will be a different team by the time.
Sure, and I remember a couple of years ago, Andy Reid's Eagles were horrific. Patriots came in, I think, undefeated, and the Eagles beat them. That's a tough game. They still have to play Dallas. They got the Texans. They got the Chiefs. They got to play the Bills again. No, and Donnie, I'll go one better. I think they lose at least 3 games.
All right, good. I hope it's possible. But you're right. There was a couple of because the Chip Kelly, I believe, team beat New England in New England on an interception late by like Malcolm Jenkins. Sam Bradford's team actually won that football game. But the one I think you're thinking about is Andy Reid's team went up there, and I believe we were a 20-point dog. And I want to was it AJ Feely? It was a white kid at quarterback. It wasn't Kevin Cobb, but we had the lead in that game early. Like it wasn't Kafka. Because I would have to look it up. No. I almost want to say it was AJ Field. We went up there as a massive dog and gave them everything they could handle. And they still ended up winning that game. I'm going to have to research that one.
But yeah, I'll sell that though for sure.
All right, here we go. Ready for this one? We all see the Carolina Panthers out here, right? Cam Newton stinks. 10 straight L's. I'm hurt. I'm going to take time for myself. And here we go. Kyle Allen, he wins. He doesn't look great, but he wins. Next week, Jeff, he wins again. Next week, he wins again. Winning streak coming off a bye with a really tough opponent on deck in the 49ers. Now, Carolina's sitting back on, we're going to give Cam all the time he needs over here on the side to get ready. When you know Cam is chomping at the bit, he wants to get his starting job. So my question for you is not this week, because we know that Cam Newton's not going to start. Within the following 2 games, because now they're off the bye, so you're going to play straight through the rest of the year. Does Cam Newton start a game? We'll include this week over the next 3 weeks for the Carolina Panthers.
Yes, because I think they feel like Cam Newton is Carson Wentz and Allen is Nick Foles. That's what I think they think. And Ron Rivera has to do what he's got to do. I think they like Cam Newton. I think they believe that he was just injured and that he's a really good player and that he'll be fine. We all know that he's not, but yeah, they're going to give the benefit of the doubt to him. I definitely buy that. He will play for sure. And he'll be the starting quarterback. Even though you and I both know, Donnie, Kyle Allen is the better player. But like the Bears, Trubisky's the guy. You drafted him. We've seen Cam Newton have success. They'll definitely go back to him, 100%.
All right, so we got a buy on he'll be a quarterback, or he'll start a game for them over the next 3 weeks. Here's another interesting one, too, because it's sort of like we're getting in the same line. It's good to talk about quarterbacks here. You have the one guy who loves the spotlight and is me more than any single quarterback that I've ever seen in my life. He literally held up a work stoppage in the NFL to make sure that he would be eligible to get the highest possible pay once they came back off of strike. Who am I talking about? Drew Brees in New Orleans. Teddy Bridgewater going on the road, doing damage, holding this football team together as a placeholder for Drew Brees. But we all know Drew Brees, who does like military chants when he's not even playing with the football team. We could get into a whole nother show on that. But just looking at this week, he says he wants to play this week, and he's going to fight to play. If you are the New Orleans Saints, buy or sell, should you let Teddy Bridgewater roll against Arizona and say, hey, Drew, take some time off. We're feeling good on offense. Let's make sure you're 100% healthy. Or do you just say to Mr. Me, Drew Brees, all right, we'll let you back in here, even though we don't know if you're really 100% and you're telling us you are.
There's no way you can let him play. Give him a week off. You beat Arizona. Bring him back for Atlanta. It's a divisional game. It's at home. Listen, you've won every game without Drew Brees. And we know he's the quarterback going forward. But you're in a great spot if you're New Orleans. This game really is meaningless. And you'd want to win it. And it's an NFC game. And you will win. Arizona's good, but they're not that
double-digit
good.
dog. Yep.
Yeah. No, I would almost, and I'm sure Sean Payton's smart enough to realize, listen, Drew, we know you're good to go. Just take one more week. You know what the NFL is. You're an older guy. You know, we don't have time to rest. We're going to the Super Bowl. We don't have that much time to rest.
Lloyd says a bye week also following this week. So why the hell would he come back this week?
Yeah.
Only because he's selfish.
I think this is where we'll see that Sean Payton, we know Sean's a great coach.
Yeah.
He ain't starting. And I'm hoping he doesn't, because I have Patrick Mahomes out in fantasy, and I actually have Teddy Bridgewater, so I'm hoping that he does play this week.
Especially this week. Yeah, he could do well against Cardinals.
Sure.
By the way, there's a bonus. Now, see, I didn't have this on the docket, but we're going to throw in a bonus round buy or sell right here, Jeff. More annoying player in the NFL, buy or sell, Drew Brees or J.J. Watt?
Odell Beckham. I don't hate Watt like you do. I don't. I feel like he's less and less important anymore. And I actually don't pay Breeze either, so I'm kind of off on both those. I'll go another way and say Beckham. I'll also throw in Ezekiel Elliott. I can't stand that motherfucker.
By the way, you know who else is getting to this level, and I think he's a really good kid. And I think whoever the PR marketing department that is doing this is turning it. This is college football, a top 10 program where this kid's pictures coming out now are now annoying me, and I don't even give a damn.
Let me guess. What conference?
Okay, a top 10 football team.
Okay,
I'm not giving you the conference. You want me to give you another hint?
Yeah.
They're playing football games, and he is in full pads without his shoulder pads on, doing full workouts in the weight room after the game, and they're taking pictures of this. Like an ultimate J.J. Watt move, right?
Yeah, I'm. It could be anybody, so I'll just let you tell me.
Jalen Hurts, Oklahoma. Why are they doing that to this kid?
Yeah,
like,
I haven't seen
the point of that is what? Where they're showing him like doing bench and acting like he just, and the captions are like, just got done playing like a 3-hour game and always work. Like, I'm sure a lot of other players actually do that, Jeff, but to like literally they're making it sound like he's coming off the field, taking his helmet and shoulder pads off. Everybody's partying and hanging out with girls and, getting an after meal, but he's going across campus with cameras to do a workout because he didn't get worked in the game.
It's my redemption story. Oh, dude, the best was when the Hard Knocks was at the Texans and they had Watt coming in at like 4 a.m.
Do him, Jeff. Do him right now. Tell
the
story.
That's what really makes HBO be such a sellout. It's like, in these sports shows, they're almost now basically trying to like take a storyline and like they're trying to take a storyline of like James Franklin being like a good guy and like he's a family man and we're not talking about molestation here at Penn State. Even though that's the elephant in the room. And like with J.J. Watt, it's like, he's a great guy. We know he's tough. He's out here practicing at 4 a.m. It's like
the two stories that came out during that time, and the one was on which really started the rant because I already didn't like the guy to begin with, but the one where it was like 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning and somebody had a camera and they lifted up the curtain and the lights were on in the complex outdoor with a jugs machine and J.J. Watt in the middle of the night all by himself catching passes during camp, which most people work so hard at camp, Jeff, they can't even stay up past 9 o'clock at night. They're so tired. But he's catching passes as a defensive end off a jugs machine at 2 a.m. Oh, my God.
It's like, when does he ever sleep, right?
Oh, my God. It's unbelievable.
Because, again, sleep is probably the most important thing to recovery, right? But, hey, by the way, with Jalen Hurts, he benches he squats 455.
I love the kid. He's a competitor. He says everything right. Why are you doing this guy like this?
Oh, by the way, Donnie, remember Jalen or J.J. Watt had like a bed in the
he had a bed, and my God. And by the way, do you remember the one remember he got a lot of goodwill because all the donations, like $20 million, whatever, he rose to Houston. But do you remember in that storm how he got in trouble, Jeff? The entire city, basically Southeast Texas, was shut down. Houston was completely shut down. They are begging people, please don't go outside. You're going to put our, police, firemen, early responders, first responders in trouble because we're going to have to come rescue. We don't want to put them in a situation. And J.J. Watt posts a picture of him in the Texans weight room in downtown saying, like, the floods couldn't stop him. And they crushed him on that. Like, just like a look at me, hardo move. Like, 8 a.m., floods that are killing people. I made it in, and you guys should work out as well. Oh, no,
he's definitely.
I can't believe it, man.
Yeah, he's definitely cringy for sure. One other thing, Donnie, on Jalen Hurts, as I said, he squats 455. Yes. Hey, Jalen, I squatted 405 before.
Oh, yeah, you didn't even have to. Maybe you did take a picture. Did you take a picture of that one?
No, I didn't even take a picture.
Gotcha. Two more, Jeff, here in buy or sell, and this one's going to hit home for you here. And it hits home for me, too, because I like to play these two teams off of each other because I honestly can see it coming down the line. You saw the Philadelphia Phillies, Jeff, in midsummer, 1 or 2 games back out of the wild card and fighting for contention. Whether you thought they could win a Super Bowl or not, a World Series or not, they needed help. Bullpen arms, an extra bat off the bench, another starting pitcher to try to put them over the hump. Matt Klentak, Andy McPhail told you, we'll see what happens. If we make the playoffs, we're not going to make any changes for anything. We'll just see what happens. You know what happened to the Phillies. They absolutely fucking crashed and burned. The Philadelphia Eagles are 1 game back forget about the wild card. You're 1 game back with an advantageous back end of your schedule. And the Eagles are out here signing practice squad player after practice squad player when you need help. You need a deep threat. You don't make any moves. You need help on the defensive line to try to rush the quarterback. You're signing practice squad guys off of other people, not even your own team, other people's practice squad. You can make moves. You have draft picks. You have ammunition. You have the quarterback that if he does get help can make a difference and make a run. Buy or sell. The Eagles are going to end up like the Phillies and miss the playoffs because they're not going to help out because draft capital next year.
Of course they are. Of course I buy that, Donnie. How could I not? I mean, they've never done it. So why would I expect them to do it here? They want to stockpile picks for some godforsaken reason because, hey, they're so good at drafting, right? Give me a fucking break. I'm irritated. This makes me annoyed. It's maddening. They won't bring any money in. They'll bring in someone. You know who they'll bring in, Donnie? Tremaine Johnson, who's a terrible corner. But you would have to trade for him. They're going to bring off some guy like off the scrap heap who was in somebody's camp in the summer who started like 2 years ago. You know that's happening. Who, like B.W. Webb or something? Yeah, yes. That you get those type of name guys, yes, right off the scrap heap. Yeah, it's irritating. I'm sick of it. And honestly, right now, talking about the Eagles makes me fucking cringe. So I'm going to avoid it. Let's get into the NBA, Don. Hold on, last one. One quick more buy or sell. And this is why I wanted to bring up Adam Gase in this one. I'm going to give you 3 coaches, and you have to buy or sell each one. Makes it to game 1 next year. All right. A, Miami Dolphins head football coach Brian Flores. B, Cincinnati coach Zach Taylor. Or C, Adam Gase. Now, a little bit of preference on this. There's a really good shot, Jeff, that Flores and Zach Taylor might not even win a football game this year. And you know what the crime of that is? Imagine having a fan base, Jeff. You go 0-16. You don't need to get the number 1 pick because some other team went 0-16 but had a worse schedule than you. And then Adam Gase, who I got to tell you, the people, like, there's a lot of money in football and you cut head coaches all the time. You pay out massive amounts and there's always more money to be made. That looks like a train wreck that's about to happen in New York. So buy or sell, A, B, or C. Do any one of these 3 coaches not make it till next opening day? I'll sell Flores. He comes across as Steve Wilkes to me. They go out and get a better coach. B, Zach Taylor, he ain't going anywhere.
Too cheap, right? Too cheap.
Yeah, they're way too cheap. And it took 10 years to fire Marvin Lewis. They ain't going to fire him. And I actually think he's a decent coach. So I could see Sean McVay type down the road. Just doesn't have a ton of great players around him. And C, who was it? Adam Gase?
Adam Gase.
No, Adam Gase is a sociopath. He should be put in a mental institution as opposed to a head coach. Yeah, see ya. So I'll sell him the first 1 and 3, and then I'll keep Taylor around.
Yeah, I actually got an inch. I think Brian Flores, because I think they set him up to fail, that he's not going to be fired. Zach Taylor, you're right. I have the same wavelength, because more so, even if it makes sense to fire him, the Brown family is so cheap, they'll say, like, wait a second, I'm not paying this guy $15 million.
But if you set Flores up to fail, why not just cut him loose? I mean, you're going to have a whole new regime there.
But
anyway.
I think they might have tried to sold him on, say, look, you're going to get a 5-year deal here. We're really going to cut bait. Like, you should be around. You're going to struggle this year. You just want to see improvement year 2, and then year 3 you would actually get graded on. But we've seen a lot in the NFL. I mean, Wilkes, you're right. He was completely set up to fail in Arizona, had no shot, and they canned him anyway on top of it. So that was a tough one for him.
I hear you.
All right, NBA, Jeff, and the AYA. If we take a look at the games tonight, before we get to a couple, bold predictions, Jeff did say, obviously, 8:00 game tonight. Pelicans, Raptors, 10:35 game tonight. Lakers and Clippers. Lines currently stand, Jeff, Raptors favored by 6.5, and the Lakers on the road, quote unquote, at the Clippers, -3.5 to -4 out there, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, 2 tough games. I mean, I think a lot, the books, this is where the books make a ton of money, because people will just bet these games because they're on, and there's very little else to watch. The first game, you'll hear all sorts of idiots mentioning that the Raptors are going to win and cover tonight because they're unveiling their banner, and that's going to be huge. I actually kind of like the under, to be real honest with you. Last year, I know Kawhi's gone, but I think the Toronto Raptors still a pretty good defensive team. I think they're kind of devoid of any great shooters. They have good shooters, nothing great. I also worry with New Orleans, how explosive are they? How cohesive are they? And really, outside of J.J. Redick, they don't have a ton of great shooters either. Maybe Nickeil Alexander-Walker can be that, or Etuan Moore. I don't know. But Zion will, I think, kind of hurt as far as they lose the explosiveness of what he was able to give them. 231 is just, I think, a bit high. There's some great stats on these kind of games. And the number being so high, I kind of like the under here, 231. I don't know if it gets that high. They always rate the Pelicans so high because of their pace, but at the end of the day, pace is great and all, but you have to score the basketball. The other game, I'd lean Clippers. I mean, I never want to be on the side that has 80 or 90% of the money, and Donnie, the public loves the Lakers in this game. I mean, sharps and public alike are actually on the Lakers, which is surprising.
No Paul George, right? He's not ready
Paul
yet.
George, correct. You look at Donnie, I think an important thing to talk about. Kawhi Leonard, one thing he has struggled with is defending guys like, an Anthony Davis or players like that, which, he may have to do at certain points in this game. You look at Ibaka, Zubac, who else is there? Montrezl Harrell. I don't know how much success they're going to have against Davis. I kind of want to feel these two teams out before I get involved. If I had to play it, I'd lean Clippers just because I think the game's close and I'd want to be on the other side of the public. But tomorrow is kind of really where I'm leaning. It's just going to be nice to have the NBA back. Gun to my head, though, I'd actually take the Pelicans. I think they have enough talent to hang around here. The Raptors, I think, are obviously going to miss a step this year. I think by the deadline, Donnie, they could be trade caliber candidates with Kyle Lowry. I think the Pelicans have enough talent to hang around. Lonzo Ball, Donnie, look for him to win the most improved player this year. I think he could have a big year. And they have enough talent, I think, to cover this. I need 7 in this game, though.
By the way, how about we got some predictions out here, bold predictions I'm going to ask you about from a national publication. And we talked about Zion earlier in the day, Jeff. And people could get, rookie of the year, easiest money you're going to make. It's going to be Zion as long as he stays healthy. But he doesn't stay healthy, Jeff. So this one publication says, you know what? Zion Williamson's out. Could be out 2 months, maybe longer. Might get re-injured again. Maybe his numbers aren't going to be sufficient. Ja Morant, can he surprise as the rookie of the year, Jeff?
Sure. In fact, he'd probably be your second pick. Is he going to be my pick? Look, I love John Morant. I think he's going to be a terrific player. I think he's explosive. He's on a bad team, so he's going to be able to put up big numbers. But no, I'd look a little deeper. I have Tyler Hero and Rui Hachimura. I think Hero is a young Klay Thompson in the making. He's tenacious. He can shoot. He plays pretty good defense. I think he was undervalued in the draft. He went later than I thought he would. I thought he was a fringe top 10 pick. I think he's going to be able to kind of overshadow. I know Jimmy Butler's the guy there, but Tyler Hero could prove to be the most important player on that team. I think he has some value. And Rui Hachimura down at Washington, a bad team. He's going to put up, Donnie, a lot of big nights. There's not a lot of talent on that team. He's got some value as well. When I first saw Rui Hachimura play at Gonzaga, when he just came over from Japan, he didn't even speak English. And I remember tweeting out, I thought he'd be a really good NBA player. He just has the body. He has the athleticism. He just fits in this league. They're going to be a bottom feeder. He's going to be able to put up a lot of big numbers. I like Hachimura. I like Hero.
By the way, I can't remember this off the top of my head, but I bet a NCAA basketball game last year in the tournament where Tyler Hero hit a late 3-pointer to bust up my opposite side. Do you know who was it I got against? I think it wasn't Davidson. Not Davidson.
I'd have to.
He hit a late. There was like a steal. I had the game locked up. All they needed was just not a 3-pointer by Kentucky and end up pulling a 3-pointer. It was in the
Wofford, maybe.
Wofford. That's it. Yes. Yeah. Tyler Hero late in that ball game hit a 3-pointer where they got like a steal and they kicked it back for 3 and he hit it. Oh, it broke my heart, man.
Yeah, Wofford played really well against them.
Yes, that hurt me. Next one, Jeff, with a little bit of bold predictions. This one I would love to see true, Jeff. Celtics miss out on the playoffs. Bold or not bold?
No chance. In fact, I think the Celtics win the East. I've actually picked them to win the East. I really love this team. And I'm going to tell you why, Donnie. Getting Kyrie Irving out of Boston was huge. And you basically replace him with the exact player you want in Boston, a guy that they're going to love there, his tenacious attitude, the way he can score. Kemba Walker's terrific. You pair him with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, two guys that are budding, really good players in this league. You have a good bench. You have a nice mix, Donnie. Carson Edwards can score the ball. Marcus Smart, a great defender. You look at on the I think the big concern for that group is going to be, can you get Gordon Hayward to become that 20-point-a-game player that he once was and be kind of that Swiss Army knife that no other team has? Because, Donnie, if Gordon Hayward was on the Sixers, they'd be the best team in the NBA by a very wide margin. He isn't, though. He's on the Celtics. The only concern I have for Boston, how do they deal with Joel Embiid late in the season? Enes Kanter, nice player. Daniel Theis, solid role player. You just don't have much outside of that. I was surprised to see Taco Fall not make this team. I thought he could be a really solid.
Where is he at? On anybody's team, or is he a G League guy?
He's with the Maine Red Claws in the D League. So yeah. I actually thought, Donnie, when Taco came into the league, I kind of had him pegged as a better, more athletic, lighter version of Boban Marjanovic.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting with that, Jeff? Because I don't think he fits in the NBA game. But as I say that, you can have a 12-man bench. You're telling me your 12th guy, like he can do something at even the end of a ball game or maybe a situational matchup where he might be able to help you out as the 12th guy that never gets in the game and doesn't fact. That's the part, because people always tell me like he's not an NBA player. Well, yeah, he's not going to play 30 minutes in the NBA. But no, you're telling me the 12th guy on the team that you need a defensive stop with 3 seconds to go, you can't put him in?
No, he's a 12 to 15 minute a game guy.
That's what I mean. Yeah, he should be in the NBA just for a situational move, right?
Couldn't agree more. And in fact, I actually think he's got better athleticism than a lot of people think. He's developed some post moves. He can run the floor. He's a better version of Boban Marjanovic. It's that simple. And he should be on a roster just because he's 7'6". Yeah. Yes, I think there's. Do they miss? That's not serious. Missing out on the playoffs.
That's what it says.
They're in the fucking East. The Knicks are going to make the playoffs.
But you have to remember, this is bold prediction.
That's stupid predictions. That's not bold. That's stupid predictions. That's like saying, I'm going to be skinny tomorrow. Come on, man. That's just stupid. not only do they get to the playoffs, I think they can win the East. I think they're that good.
All right, let's stay in the Western Conference here, Jeff, because this is one of the teams that everybody's looking out for. And I guess I still am going to have to start rooting against this team now as opposed to the one I used to root against in the Western Conference. That's the Rockets. Are the Rockets going to be improved this year with Westbrook? Is it just going to be mayhem and they take a step back?
Yeah, I mean, as they say, Donnie, there's only one basketball. And I think Russell has started to understand more and more they get to share the basketball. He has led the league in assists, though, and I think people like you seem to forget that. Listen, as far as do I think they could take the next step and win the NBA title? Of course I do. I think their starting five is as good as anyone in the league. It's, can that bench be dynamic? You don't have much behind Clint Capella. Clint Capella has been, unfortunately, a guy that has had some foul issues in his career. Mm-hmm. What do you do after that? Because Nene's out and Tyson Chandler, I mean, he's like 45 years old. So that's kind of concerning, especially when you're going to be dealing with, Mirotic, Nurkic, Anthony Davis. I mean, you got bigs in that league that are really good. And then that side of the in the West there. But yeah, I mean, Harden and Westbrook on the same team is scary, really. I don't really know how this team is stopped defensively. I mean, every player on this team from the 1 to 4 position is a dynamic player and they can score. Eric Gordon, kind of your Swiss Army knife of this team. Again, another guy I would love in Philadelphia. That's the problem with the Sixers. They don't have a player like Eric Gordon or Gordon Hayward that can go and get you buckets. Yeah, I think they definitely have what it takes. I'm a little concerned at the bigs. It would have been nice to see them add like an Aaron Baines type of player, someone like that. They weren't able to get him, though. Give me the Western Conference Final, the two teams that make it there, Jeff. Yeah, I'll go Clippers. I mean, when you add Paul George back to that team, I don't see who beats them, to be really honest with you. In fact, I have them winning the NBA title. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George on the same team is like Westbrook and Harden, kind of scary. I think Patrick Beverley is one of the more underrated, underappreciated players in the league. I think he's the best guard defensively we have. You talk about Bulldog. What a tenacious kid he is. You add, obviously, the best six man in the league and Lou Williams. And I actually really like what they did, Donnie, at the 3-4-5. Not only did they go out and get the best player in the world in Kawhi Leonard, but you had Mo Harkless, who I thought had some really good seasons with the Portland Trailblazers. JaMychal Green, a solid player also. And I like Zubac. He was a really solid role player in L.A. with the Lakers. Now he kind of heads across town to the Clippers. As far as the other team, Donnie, I'm incredibly high on the Blazers. I think the Blazers starting five is terrific. Look how far they were able to go last year with very little outside of Lillard and McCollum. You look at the bench all of a sudden, Rodney Hood has turned into a starter. He's a guy that can play the three for you and guard really anybody. I think Zach Collins takes a major step forward on the offensive angle. Keep in mind, Nurkic will be back soon. And, Donnie, what you have to love about the move they made for Hassan Whiteside, and I'll tell you why this is important. Nurkic is an offensive big. He's not a defensive big. Whiteside is a defensive big, not an offensive big. They complement each other perfectly. I think Whiteside was wasted in Miami. They didn't seem to understand that he wasn't an offensive player. He defends, he rebounds, he blocks shots. That's what he is. Against guys like Davis and Jokic and those kind of guys, he is going to be huge for this team because you're going to have a guy, Nurkic, who can score offensively. Throw in the two of the best guards in the league, and voila, you have a great coach there. They're kind of forgotten in the West, Donnie. Watch out for Portland. I think they can get to the Western Conference Final. All right, Jeff. So we did cover the NBA. We covered the NFL. Tomorrow, I guess we'll load up on college basketball tomorrow on a nice little Wednesday, that midweek where college football, you mean? Or college football, yeah. I thought you were going to do college basketball today, no? We can do it next week or this week.
Oh, all right. Yeah, we'll do college football tomorrow then. There's
so much to mix in, Donnie.
There's too much time. There's just too much time out here, man. Yeah, no, the college basketball stuff I wanted to say is, Donnie, just some extras. Keep in mind, college basketball 2 weeks away. Today, the preseason starting five was released. The top 10 was released. All that kind of stuff coming out. You're going to start hearing about all the big boys coming in. It's really going to be a great season, Donnie. I did a little Q&A earlier. Got a lot of great questions. So many good teams out there. So many exciting teams, Donnie. Who's going to be a Cinderella, make a run. A couple teams to look out for. Watch out for Belmont, Harvard, Western Kentucky, VCU, Davidson.
All the usual.
By the way, where did my boy Dylan Winder go, Jeff?
Dylan Winder plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers, which again,
get a lot of playing time then.
Right, for John Beeline, that's actually a really nice get. I think he can really mold him into a good player. I'll tell you what, though, watch out for Belmont, Donnie. They might be
Rick Bird though, right?
Rick Bird has moved on. He's at he's retired, but they brought in Casey Alexander, who was the disciple of Rick Bird, was a terrific coach at Lipscomb. Comes over to Belmont. I'll tell you right now, Donnie, Belmont won a game last year. They beat our Temple Owls. This team is better than that team last year.
Really? You think so?
Oh, yeah. Belmont's really good.
I'll tell you what's a shame thing. Who was the Jeff? Because the name escaped me. The big they had, the young freshman kid who was awesome that got hurt down the stretch.
Nick Muszynski.
There you go. Yes, I actually bet them to beat. Was it Moorhead? Not Moorhead. Where did John Morant go? Moorhead State.
Murray State.
Excuse me. I remember that game, like saying, "Why is this line dropping?" By the time I think it might have been the game, Jeff, we went to see Temple play. UCF, and that night was that game. Like, why is this line dropping? And of course, he sat out that game.
Yeah, he was he was injured late in the season, but they have a kid named Grayson Murphy. He's
I know them all. They're awesome. Yeah. I love those kids.
Him and Muszynski are going to be one of the two better pairings in the country. They also brought in a kid, Donnie, from Boston, BU, Tyler Scanlon. He's a grad student, kind of a floor spacer. They're really deep. I mean, they could shoot the lights out. One thing you have to love about them is at Lipscomb, Alexander loves transition, offense. They're going to be a really fun team to watch. I love Belmont. I always have. They've had some great players over the years. Craig Bradshaw, they had a few years ago. A great shooter, just a terrific player.
I really Rob Marbury and the boys, Jeff.
He graduated, Rob Marbury. Lipscomb will be bad, which is a sad shame, but you got to grow and move on.
There'll be another couple teams like that this year. We just got to know to love them. That's all.
Yeah, I think one of them's probably Belmont. So, by the way, Donnie, do you know that Garrison Matthews, the guy that was at Lipscomb, he's in the NBA now?
Who is he with?
He's in the D League, but Washington Wizards.
Gotcha.
So nice to see him find a spot in the NBA. So yeah, that's that, guys, for the show. Thank you for checking it out. If I had to play the two NBA games tonight, like I said, I would lean Pelicans and under. I'd also go with the Clippers. Should be fun though. 10:30 at night tonight. We got a game, which is awesome. That's so great. Listen, Donnie, I know you go to bed early, but
yes, I do.
There's nothing better. You can ask me what's my favorite sports situation. There's nothing better to me than late night basketball, whether it's NBA or college.
Oh, give me the Bill Walton Pac-12 late night game, Jeff. Yeah, you know it, man.
Yeah, I'd prefer to watch like
him and Benetti or something. Yeah, come on.
Fuck Bill Walton. Guy's an idiot. All right, we're out of here. Anything else, Donnie?
Good. No, I had fun today. That was a good, nice little action-packed hour. I got a busy afternoon. I got a wedding rehearsal dinner tonight, Jeff. So I'm just tied up all over the place.
On a Tuesday.
Yeah, at least it's on a Tuesday. And then Saturday, I got to spend my day at a wedding. So fun. Thanks, best friends.
On a Tuesday. Wow.
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Yep, stupid.
My parents are in the wedding business, and I've never heard that.
Exactly.
By the way, Donnie, big announcement.
Go. What is it?
You're invited to the Christmas party this year. Did you tell the group about it?
You guys didn't have no Christmas parties. Those pictures were just old.
Dude, one of my favorite comments last year was that my girl was a hooker that I brought to my parents' party.
Yeah.
I actually would bring a hooker to my parents' party, which, by the way, a year later, we're still,
Yeah, it's expensive. You've been paying on what, daily for, I guess, Jeff, if that was the case?
Yeah. I mean, I've basically wasted my entire life savings on her, which in a roundabout way, I have spent some money on her. But again, that's what you got to do with a woman. Yeah.
Jeff, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, in the Christmas party last year, Jeff, you were a 3-0 that night, I believe.
I was.
Yes. That was a very good Christmas
2-0, but it was a good night.
No, it was good. Yep, it was. I remember that. Absolutely.
But Donnie will, I'm sure, be there. Yep. We'll probably have D'Amico there this year finally, which will be nice. You get to meet him. And the Christmas party, one of the great nights of the NADU calendar. It's a great, it's a great night. Always very well thought out and very nice. So Donnie's family usually enjoys it, and we enjoy having him. So, as many of you know, we're actually friends outside of this.
That's bullshit.
We don't just know each other on the internet.
They split up because they couldn't deal with each other anymore.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. All right, we're out of here. Thanks for watching. Also, look out today. I have some college football previews coming out. I'm going to do Navy, Tulane. I'm probably going to do Liberty, Rutgers, a couple other ones. Illinois, Purdue, maybe. We'll have those out as well. So make sure if you're new around here, you subscribe. Thanks for watching. Go check out Donnie, rightwager.com, NFL, doing a good job. Go check him out as well. We're out of here. We'll see you Wednesday here on the Right Side of Campus. Bye-bye.
Peace.